Hello, everyone. Welcome to the CSE365 Practice CTF info session. Give me a moment so I can screen share this. Cool. So, assuming we can see the slides. Okay. Just get this pulled up. Cool. Okay. So yeah, welcome to today's CTF info session. Hopefully today I will be able to debunk everything that you may be wondering about what CTF is and what your midterm will be. It seems like a big scary thing, but I can assure you that it will be perfectly fine. Okay, so with that, we can get started. So I heard you want to be a hacker man, huh? Well, if you want to understand what CTF is, it stands for Capture the Flag. Basically, at its core, it's kind of like, I guess, security competition, and you want to get like a piece of a string that is the flag. You could be either doing programming, you could be breaking a web page, stealing data, reversing something, but all that you're trying to do is get a flag. So we want flags, right? But how do we get a flag? You're going to be doing a variety of different steps, challenges, processes, and whatnot, and figuring out what the security challenge will be handed to you and what I guess like security and methods and whatever the author intends for you to do. So if you want, we want to solve challenges, right? And this could be either working our way through a Linux environment, like having a remote access to like a shell, using tools to reverse up binary, watching incoming traffic, where it's more so of like attack and defense CTFs. We'll get into these a little bit later. Or you could be writing scripts to inject a payload for a service to get a flag that way. Challenges might be difficult, but each thing will be a learning experience. If you get overwhelmed easily about this, just try to think, what is this challenge trying to teach me? And that should help you a lot more. And also, guessing will do you literally no good. And this is why. Flags will have a certain format for each competition. For example, we have the Alice CTF, HXP, and the Dragon CTF, but each thing has its own unique format and everything, so it's going to be really, really hard to brute force a solution. So you basically have to do it the legit way. Yeah. So you might be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, outside of the class, and there's also more competitions for CTFs. One of the bigger ones that'd probably be easy to mention is the DARPA Cyber Grand Challenge, in which some of the ASU STEFCON professors were a part of for this. And they placed third in this competition and won like a boatload of money. Yeah, so they're part of the team called Shellfish, and you can see here, Mecha Fish is their thing that they created. And yeah, so for like a little bit more context, a lot of the contestants here were part of the like big defense companies, and Shellfish just kind of came in like an underdog, like just like a group of security researchers from a university with like not much, and somehow they pulled through and just placed third. Clout was also involved. If I don't know how many of you guys have heard of DEF CON, but it is a really big cyber event that's hosted in Las Vegas almost annually. I think there's around like 27, 28 or something. amount of DEF CONs already. If you do enough CTFs, you can qualify for the DEF CON CTF, which is basically like the Olympics of CTFs. It's like the grand final, and CTFs itself is like written by the order of the overflow, and some of your professors here at ASU, like Adam and Tiffany, are part of the order of the overflow. It's basically like a mysterious entity that writes the challenges. You can also see here that we also have Adam and Jan and Fish being a part of Shellfish. This is the team that I mentioned earlier. It's basically kind of like a joint team between the UC Santa Barbara's hacking team and ASU's hacking team. We'll get into a little bit later, but they've been around for quite some time and are pretty well known. Also here you see Tiffany being part of the Plaid Parliament of Poning. She comes from Carnegie Mellon, and that team usually places first in almost a lot of competitions and CTFs. And your grade is also part of this. Your midterm is 10% of a grade, and your final will also be 20% of a grade. Don't worry too much about the midterm since it's 10%, but you will be, I guess, preparing enough for this. You will have like you'll be able to figure out what's going on and what you need to do. And yeah, the details for this will be ironed out shortly. And we'll go into like the logistics of it a little bit later. So CTFs generally have two modes. This would be either Jeopardy or attacking and defense. So, well, in this class, we won't be doing attack and defense, but we will be doing Jeopardy. Attack and defense is kind of more like a super intense thing. Usually, with like a team, you're given like a list of vulnerable services, and you'll either have to patch the vulnerabilities, which is like the defense, or you can be writing exploits in attacking services, not just your own, but also other teams in the competition, which is the attack part. This will be run-based, and a score bot will be generating flags that will be valid, and this will also depend on how long the CTF will be. So for example, with the DEF CON CTF, the final is basically a attack and a defense, and this score bot will tick in like each day, and people overnight will be writing exploits or patching services and whatnot, and running it tomorrow. The day after for it. Generally for these, you want to find out where your flags are stored, what the programs do, and try to just figure out what's going on. And earlier, I also mentioned that you might be analyzing your own traffic. So for this, you'll be like, for these types of things, since you'll be patching and attacking, defending and attacking, some other teams might be running exploits that you might not be aware of. And so if you monitor your traffic, you can kind of just, steal their exploits and run them for yourself. You can see what people are doing to exploit your service and what's being stolen. And you can use that to just leech off of it, kind of, I guess. Since you're analyzing your traffic, it's all kind of fair game. You can also view your opponent's services and steal their flags as well, or bring down their service. Basically, I probably could have explained this better, but you kind of have like a list of teams and a list of like vulnerabilities and networks that will kind of just kind of be like a closed, like super intense kind of like boxed in competition-ish. If you want like a better understanding or like kind of what it's like, I suggest you watch this YouTube video that I linked. It's from Live Overflow, and he demonstrated what what an attack and defense CTF is like very, very well. So next we have Jeopardy. Jeopardy is what you'll be doing for your midterm and final. Sometimes some of these competitions will be over a week or a weekend. primarily like a weekend, but for this class, it will be a week long. You'll be given a set of challenges with different categories for each thing, and you want to be solving these challenges to get flag and gain points. In normal competitions, usually the first to solve the challenge will get higher points, and the higher points will basically uh, win the competition. It's a typo. So each category will also scale based on the difficulty of the challenge itself. I'll show you an example later, in the next slide. Okay, cool. So this is an example from the HXP CTF. This was somewhere last year, I think near the end. You have like your many categories of CTFs. Like you have your crypto, your miscellaneous, pwning, reversing, web, and like an extra category. As you can see, you have like it's kind of like an actual like Jeopardy format, right? You have different categories, and then each individual challenge will scale based on its difficulty. You can see that like for some of these, it will be either green, or it'll be yellow, or it'll be red. And you can also see that like the number of solves also show typically how hard or how many people can crack these challenges. Sorry. So yeah. Also, one final note that I should probably mention, that the scoring is public for this. You'll be able to see where you stand with your classmates for this CTF. I also mentioned earlier that the first to get the challenge correct will net you the most amount of points. But for this CTF, or yeah, for your midterm, it won't matter when you finish, just as long as you get the flag, you'll get the points. There's no penalty for finishing last, but please just don't start the day of. Traditional CTFs will be different, as I mentioned earlier. Sometimes there's like a formula or like a time like slash race condition of which you have to like finish this challenge first to get the most amount of points. So we can see like from the one of the HXP challenges, there is this like big formula, and depending on the number of solves that there is for it, you'll get like an X amount of points that scales. But don't worry about this for this class. You will not have to be raced against like time or anything. So with the Jeopardy CTF categories, there are usually these 5-ish number of categories. We have binary or reversing, pwning, web, cryptography, stego, and miscellaneous. So starting off with binary or reversing, this kind of just stands for binary or reverse engineering. For the most part, you'll be given a file or like a binary, and you'll have to kind of find a flag out of it. So usually people could just execute it, play around with it, see what the program does, but you can only do so much without seeing what's under the hood, right? So you're gonna have to use special reverse engineering tools like a decompiler, and that way you can view the source code out of it. After you do see what's going on, you can kind of figure out what you need to do in order to get the flag. And then you just send it in to the program and it should output it to you. So for this, kind of everything's fair game. So as long as you get the flag, there is more than one way to solve a challenge, and you won't be limited to like how you do it. Like there's like multiple ways that can get you like the same flag. Also, don't worry about this for your midterm. This is one of the last concepts, I believe, for the class. So don't worry about this quite yet. Next, we have pwning. So pwning generally can involve a lot of I guess, disciplines of hacking. and the fundamentals of it, it'll take a lot of like, I guess, experience in various fields of like hacking itself, and a lot of your knowledge, and like understanding shellcode, assembly, C, and vulnerabilities, and kind of intertwining them all together for this. This will kind of still be like your binary expectation-ish challenges. For the most part, an example of it could be like, you given a vulnerable binary and you want to spawn a shell on a remote server, and within that shell you can then spawn a flag. So these opponent can also be like, your vulnerability is like buffer overflows, stack overflows, ROPs, manipulating like the service, bypassing the functionality that was intended, and you can use that to get the flag. And sometimes the binary itself might need like a really, really big payload in order to get a flag, and you might even have to script it sometimes. And one of the more common libraries for this is Pwn tools. But don't worry about this quite yet, because I don't think the challenges will be that hard for it, at least for this class. Well, I'm not entirely sure, but just know that it's out there. And then don't worry about this yet. This will also come later with the class. Next, we have web. These will be like your web exploitation challenges. So like, your SQL injections, crisis scripting, that type of stuff. Sometimes it could be directed to a website and you have to just find a vulnerability and exploit it in order to get you a flag. You can also check out Portswigger. They're also a really good resource for knowing more about this. Sometimes you could be using Burp Suite or Chrome DevTools to figure out what the flag is within like a web page or something. Don't worry about this for your midterm. We will be learning web stuff later as well. Okay, crypto. So this is probably one of the categories that you will be challenged with. Most of the time the challenges will be revolving around ciphers, like your Caesar cipher, your Virginia cipher, your stream cipher, stuff like that, and also encryption algorithms like DES, AES, and RSA. You may be decrypting, a ciphertext to get a plain text, which could also be a flag, right? Or you could be reversing or cracking a cryptography algorithm and doing that to also get you the flag. Next, we also have stego and miscellaneous. So my butcher pronunciation, but stego stands for steganography. Yeah, this is kind of just more of like image analysis type of things. And miscellaneous is just also like the oddball category. Sometimes it's not even like classified with human like real challenges. It's just toss up ish. You'll see these more in like actual CTFs if you participate in them. But I don't think we'll be seeing these in the class. Yeah, so on the right side, we have another example from the HXP CTF. It's basically like super miscellaneous stuff that doesn't really fit in other categories, but it's still there. Don't worry about either of these for the midterm. These won't be like, we won't really be going over these topics in the class for the most part. So key takeaways. Jeopardy CTFs contain many categories with many challenges, as you saw before. Sorry. As the name suggests, it's kind of like an actual Jeopardy game, right? You have different categories, and then each individual challenge under the category will scale with points. You can answer whatever challenge you want in any order as well. So keep that in mind. If the challenge gets harder, or sorry, yeah. If you know that like you see like a higher point value out of it, just know that, the challenge will be more difficult. And sometimes it'll also involve more complex understanding of the category. And each category itself may involve using, your different tools to do the job. And that way you can, get your flag. So you want to have like, a nice arsenal or toolbox ready. And also another important note is that the name of the challenge and its description can give you hints about what you might have to do. So pictured here is another challenge from the HXP CTF. This is called Excellent, and it's a reversing challenge. But in the description, it tells us that, we might be, doing something with Microsoft Excel. And you can it's also nice for business strategies, but what will be more appropriate, of course, you need the excellent Excel Gold subscription as to be excellent as HXP. But for this challenge, they'll kind of just ask you to crack like a serial number that will basically be like your Excel Gold subscription. So you can have to reverse like an Excel sheet and see what the formula is and what the calculations are for it. It's just like a slight example. In the speaker notes for this slide, I will list the like write up, and you can kind of see what it's like with it. So common tools. First and foremost, the internet is your friend. Literally, like everything you might think of is super well documented. Well, maybe not super, but it's all documented somewhere, and you can just search whatever you want to find whatever you want to do. We also have man pages, right? These will be like your manual pages. If you're unsure about like a Linux command or something, you can search it up just using a manual page, and you can just like type man and find whatever command you might be unsure of. Like you could man ls and figure out what ls does, or if it has like some hidden other functionality that you might not know of. We also have debuggers, right? Here we have like the GNU debugger, and you can just set breakpoints and stop at certain points to understand what your program is doing. We also have Wireshark. So this can be used to monitor your traffic and see, what other teams might be exploiting your service with, or what flags are being stolen. I don't think we'll be using Wireshark for CTFs, but we will be pretty sure we will go over Wireshark sometime later. We also have our reverse engineering tools, right? We have like Gija, IDA Pro, or Binary Ninja. If you're not provided with the source code, just throw the binary in there and it'll decompile it and kind of just give you a good picture of what's going on. We also have a burp suite for web exploitation. You could proc to HTTPS traffic, edit and repeat requests, into code data and whatnot. But most importantly, did we also forget about the internet? Please Google like DuckDuckGo, start page, Bing search, I don't know, just search like whatever you want or you're unsure of. And there's a very good chance that you can start doing backtracking or Google searching and figuring out what you need that you're missing from it, or just better understanding for something in order to do a challenge, or in general. Okay, moving on, we can start getting into before CTFs. So you have to, so first off, you have to understand what the rules are. You need to know like what you can and can't do for CTFs. Like you can't like DDoS a site, you can like sometimes brute force solutions. For attack and defense, you can't take down the score bot or take down the entire like platform, because that just net you a whole ban. And also not cheating. CTFs, you just don't cheat, it's bad, and it'll turn out really bad for you. Also, you should be coming prepared, having like your toolbox ready, right? With like your text editor, your web exploit resources, your reverse engineering stuff. Um, sometimes also having a virtual machine because you might have to work with like a Linux binary, or sorry, like a binary that works on Linux. So you might have to, uh, have like a virtual machine ready. Um, and also like your debuggers like GDB and whatnot. But also, it's definitely going to be very important to disable auto reboot on Windows. This has definitely happened to too many people, too many times, especially like during super important competitions and just outside of competitions too. You definitely don't want Windows to auto reboot on you during in your super critical work, like especially during like an attack and defense, and you're writing exploits or something. That'd be just bad news bears. Okay, so before your midterm CTF, you want to understand like what the environment is like and what rules held there. So we will be going over it as a demo. You want to understand what the CTF is ran on, and what the site is like, what's like the host like. Can you also access the services and challenges? But also you can't cheat, right? So where do you go if you need to ask for help? That's right, not your classmates. Um, Knowing who to ask is also helpful. So the T's and like the professors can only give you hints, but they can't obviously hand you the solution. You're gonna have to spend a lot of time on like the challenges, doing a lot of Googling or something to figure out what you need to do. Also, you have to get your well-being in check, right? Just do a quick sanity check. Be sure that you're eating well, you're sleeping well. Maybe even get your caffeinated drinks ready. Finish all your homework so you can set enough time for the CTF. And also, don't forget to drink water and take mini breaks, because sometimes you'll be sitting there like stuck and have absolutely no idea where you're going. And you might just go take a break and then come back and pick it up, and have a different perspective on the challenge and whatnot. Cool. So your midterm and final CTF, at least for your midterm, it will be a week long, and it will be from March 3rd, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, to March 10th. The CTF itself will be released sometime tomorrow, so keep your eye out for that. The CTF itself will test you on class material, and so it can be like from your lectures and assignments and everything in between. Also, do keep in mind that class will be ongoing as the CTF is occurring, so attend class. The CTF itself will be individual. You just set yourself some time to do the CTF. Don't cheat. We are all in the Discord, and we will see literally everything that you do. If you ask for like answers, that's not gonna be pretty. If you ask for help, it'll also depend on what type of help you're getting too. Just please be very careful and use your due diligence to know what you're doing and asking, especially in like a Discord or a Piazza posts. If you have like a question, just make it like a private post to the instructors, and the grad TAs or Adam and Tiffany will take a look and see if the question's good. If they think it's good, they'll make it public. And so yeah. Also, just please don't wait until the last minute to do this. There will be some quite a number of challenges, and the last thing you want to do is sit there and be like, oh my god, there is like 10 challenges, and like I have to like crack RSA or something. Like freaking out, right? Just that's probably be like the worst case scenario that you'd ever want. But for this, just please like leave yourself enough time to get stuck and struggle on this. This is like a learning experience for you, because like uh, challenges will be really hard, and sometimes you just or be dumbfounded and have absolutely no idea what to do. at least for Fish's class last semester, we spent like a lot of time on binary analysis, like homework levels, and or just kind of like CTF challenges, and you will be stuck there for a very, very long time, or really quickly, depending on it, and see like what you have to do, and you might not even know what to do, so you just have to sit there, read through your man pages, read through Google, looking through websites and whatnot. It'll be a lot, and oop, uh, please don't wait for the last minute. Also, don't remember. Also, remember to stay hydrated and take breaks, and importantly, don't give up. So yeah. Also, famous quote: "Learning starts where prior knowledge ends," from a wise man. Learning always wins, even when winners don't learn. This is also from the same wise man. So just even though you think that like other people might be faster or better, you'll always be learning, and learning is key. For the midterm itself, you'll know more about like what you want with your grade. On the website itself, there's like a grade tab, and that will be like up and ready sometime tomorrow. And you can see like when you want to stop, or like you'll know like if you have like an A or something from the CTF itself. Also, your username is public as well as your progress. You can see like in the scoreboard tab on the website. We'll demo this later. You can choose to be public or anonymous. That's entirely up to you. You can also just start your hacker journey by picking your own hacker handle and inheriting your brand new identity. Also, for this CTF, what's unique about it is that you can do this entirely from your browser. You don't even need to have a terminal up or anything. And yeah, we'll also show we'll demo the CTF thing. Sorry, the CTF site after this presentation. For resources, you can also look at CTF time. CTF time is basically where a lot of the CTFs are held, like for each month, or basically kind of like your all things CTF site. The CTF time itself has like a CTF wiki. You can check that out. Pico CTF is great since it's kind of more geared towards middle high schoolers, as like kind of more like an intro to CTF. Even though it's like targeted for that group, don't let that dissuade you from just checking it out, because it's really helpful. I've done that, like a lot of like the Pico CTF stuff myself, and I learned a lot from it. We also have Over the Wire, and we also have like the war games from it. You can also check that out. They're also a super great resource. And from WeChow, right? We did the bandit levels at the very beginning of this semester, and those just like generally help like build upon your Linux knowledge, and can also learn more things from it. Another common like resource that people might suggest is the Art of Exploitation. This is kind of like the Noel Beal hacker handbook. Like a big portion of the community does like pride this book as like like your holy grail of like how to hack. A lot of your fundamentals could come from there. It's just a really, really nice resource. YouTube has a lot of videos. People make YouTube CTF walkthroughs. People talk about challenges, vulnerabilities, and everything else in between. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube that are available to the public. We also have Hack the Box. Hack the Box is also really nice for challenges. You guys can also check that out. And for more resources, we have some more local resources. We have our clubs at ASU, right? Pound Devils and DoubleSec. Pound Devils is kind of like our ASU's very own hacking team, or CTF team. And if you guys check out the link, you guys can join the Discord and participate with them and learn more about CTFs that way. Or if you really, really like CTFs, you can and you want to keep competing, you can join them. all the CTFs will be held on CTF time. It's kind of like, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's like the whole like CTF schedule, all things CTF that happen like, year round will all be there. And we also have DoubleSec. DoubleSec is another club at ASU that focuses on like vulnerability, security exploitation, kind of more like hands-on, like practical hacking, like web exploits, just like more like practical application for like security and stuff. We also have our archives, right? So for challenges that you might be stuck on or you might have attempted and you don't know what's going on, you can read the write-ups that people will put up after the challenge. And you can, it'll be on a lot of sites, especially like on CTF time, there will be a lot of like, after challenge, there's like a write-ups tab within like the challenge that was like posted, and a lot of teams can contribute to that, and usually they help. They just help because like they write down their step-by-step process of what's going on, or like what their thinking is and what they did themselves to do the challenge. But also remember that there's like no one way to do the challenge, and you can be creative with kind of your solution to get the flag. And now, I think the CTF intro should be enough. I think you guys are ready to be Hackerman. And here's a picture of Fish, the man, the myth, the legend, as Hackerman. So if you guys have any questions, please do ask in chat. I can entertain questions for a little bit before we start doing a demo. When we register, should we use our real names? You don't have to. You can if you want, but just everyone will see it, basically.
I have
So
a
if
question.
you want to be anonymous, you can be anonymous. But it'd probably be wise to register with an ASU email. When is the website opening up? The practice CTF site is up already. 500 Roberts. Oh my god.
Wait, I have a question.
I'll go for like another minute. Any other questions about like CTFs in general?
I have a question about the midterm. So I know Matthew just clarified it. Wait, could you hear me, sir?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay. I know Matthew clarified me over the chat, but I just want to like another clarification. So like, once we start our midterm in the website, we do it in one sitting. Like we can't do like a certain amount of challenges and then do another set of challenges the next day. Like
Yeah.
it has to be.
Like it's kind of like a come as you go, come as like, yeah, it's kind of like a come as you go thing. You don't have to finish all of them in one sitting per se. You can obviously like split the challenges up, do like some of them one day, save the rest for later, right? Yeah, you just don't you don't have to like bore yourself and just sit through and just force yourself to just do the entire thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the phrase is come and go as you please. Yeah, there is no time limit, just as long as finish all of them or finish as much as you want before your midterm ends. Where's the site? How many are there? Okay, we don't know how many there are, but the details for the midterm, like more logistics, will be released tomorrow. Do we need to do all of them? You'll know when you'll get like 100. The grades tab will tell you how is this graded. It's based on how many challenges you solve, I'm pretty sure, and like after enough of them has summed up, you can tell like what your grade is, unless I'm mistaken. You'll like we kind of like know as much as you guys do for like the actual logistics of the CTF itself. We don't know if you can go over 100, but yeah, like there might be a chance that you guys will possibly get extra credit from it. We don't know. We kind of just know as much as you guys do. For the site, we will be going over that next. Okay, how many challenges? We don't know how many challenges there are. Just assume that you'll be like assessed through what have you guys done throughout the semester.
Do you have any like rough estimate on how long it'll take? Like just the average assessment?
Honestly,
like,
I can't say.
Like 50 or like 5? Like I don't know.
I don't want to like put numbers, but like I don't know. Just probably set yourself like at least like a day or 2 or maybe 3. Just like set yourself like a decent amount of time. When the challenges are released, you don't have to solve them all at once at first. I guess like a good strategy would be like checking out the challenge, playing around with it, and then like kind of gauging your difficulty based on that. You could like also write notes about like how much time you think you probably need, or when you want to solve it. Save it for another day. Yeah. How do you register? When's the date for the exam? It's from March 3rd to March 10th. So yeah. Does anyone else have any other questions, or I can start segueing into the demo? Okay, I guess I'll take the last question. Are the challenges going to be similar to the Bandit challenges? Maybe. We don't know. It could literally be like Bandit. It could be like crypto. It could be literally anything within reason. Where's the link posted? Okay, I think we can start going into the demo itself. If anyone else has any questions. Yeah, okay. So it's CTF time. The professors have created a CTF platform for you guys to go and test the site itself. We want to get you guys familiar with what the site is like and what's you'll be doing your entire CTF on. So if you guys could head on over to ctf.csc365.io, register for an account, and then after that, I will be going over like the rest of the stuff and how to access it. Okay. So yeah, basically we have like 2 challenges that are listed for us called Hello Flag and Create File. I will also demo those after in a little bit. Okay. So on the site itself, you can register. You can access the CTF through SSH, or you can just do it all on the browser and with the built-in browser. With the built-in terminal tab. Oh yeah, so some of the main takeaways, we don't know all the details yet, but pick your hacker handle. It can be whatever you want within reason, or it could be your name. It's up to you. Just know that everything will be public, and you can see what your classmates score. You can see what you score, and yeah. We don't know for sure yet, but do register with an AAC email for now. Yeah. You get an API key 100 generate SSH. Okay, so basically, there are 2 ways to access the challenges, right? You can either do like do that via SSH, or you can do the web-based terminal. So for SSH, you could either do in the terminal, you can like generate SSH key via like SSH keygen, or you can use PuTTY. If you want like more steps for PuTTY itself, you can Google it. So after generate SSH key, take the public key and then like copy it and then paste it into your SSH key settings on the page itself. Onto your account, and then once it's updated, you can start SSHing into the CTF. So like I guess example. Oh, okay, it's a typo, but don't do this. Do this. Go to your settings, and you should be able to see an SSH key tab. Oops. Clear all drawings, yeah. And then after you do, go to your SSH key tab on the menu, and then paste in your SSH key there, and then hit update, and you should be good to go there. Okay. So now I can go over like how to go over the web-based terminal. So after I show you guys how to access the challenges, you got once you hit play or run the challenge itself, you guys can go to the terminal tab, and it'll spawn in an entire Docker container with the challenge itself for you. So for this, click on your challenge, hit play, wait for it to be generated, go to your terminal tab, and everything should be available for you. So once you do have kind of your setup ready, or I guess if you want to SSH in that way, or just start the challenge, there's a challenges tab on the site, and once you see the challenges, go click on the thing. Click on the challenge itself, and then click on run challenge. And you want to wait for this blue box down here that says you can connect with this SSH key, SSH, and the user and host to spawn in. And so here you can either just SSH into this address with this exact command, sshctf at ctf.csc365.io, or after it's spawned in, just go to the terminal tab and it should be there for you. After that, just do the challenge and get the flag. Cool. So when you do get both the flags, say I'm in. And then once I see enough, or once I see some struggle or demonstration, I'll demo over the challenges myself as well. So yeah, we want to here's our references and inspiration. We want to shout out Undertale and Fish, and these links as well for helping us just give us some baseline for CTF stuff. Okay. Yes, the slides will be posted. You can do whatever name you want. Just just be professional. Also just pick your hacker to be whatever you want. How should we review and prepare? Just don't freak out. Take it step by step. Just come as you are, type of thing, and slowly figure out the challenges. If you can't run the challenge, it should spawn in a box for you. So yeah. So I guess I can start demoing it. I want to click play. It comes with a blank YOLO box. What are we SSHing into? If the challenge spawns, you can see the SSH CTF .cc365.io. Maybe we have to use JavaScript. I'm not sure. Permission denied public key. Make sure that you're submitting your public key into the machine. If you get a blank yellow box, I'm not sure, the Docker container might have been broken, or yeah, there's some Docker issues. So just be a little patient. Refresh your page maybe. Yeah, register right now. This will be your platform for the midterm. Yeah, okay, so I guess I can screen share. Cool, okay, you guys can see that. Yep, okay. So here we are on the CTF.CSE365 website itself. This is your entire midterm platform. You have your terminal, your grades. This is broken, not fixed up, not set up yet. We have all of our users. Our scoreboard. This is what I was talking about earlier. Depending on how fast you solve, you can see what the top 10 is, or how many people finish the challenge first. You can see your entire classroom's worth of hackers and their progress. And also we have our challenges tab here. Okay, so what you do, just click on a challenge, hit run challenge, and it should spawn in the blue box for you. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so either SSH in or just use the terminal tab. So once you do have that blue box, you can head over to terminal and boom, voila, you have an entire Docker like box just ready for you. Yeah, and just try out the challenge. We see like and we have the list practice CTF hello flag, and yeah, so this is the way to access it via terminal. I'll go over how to do it via SSH. Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys can see this, right? Yeah. Okay, so in terminal, SSH run SSH keygen, get a keygen setup. And if you want to like specify a location, just know that like whatever file you create here will be in like the current directory that you're in. But for the purpose and intents of this presentation, I'll just put it in the IDRC. I'm not gonna have a passphrase. Cool. Okay, I have an identification saved in the IDRC, and I also have my public key. So we want the public key here. This is the most important thing for this. So you can either like go to your file manager and open it up yourself, or just cat whatever content is in there, copy paste it, and then go to your settings, your SSH key, and then paste it in here. And once you see the success, your public key has been updated, you know that it's good to go. So I'm gonna once again run the challenge just for demo purposes. The challenge is already active, but yeah. So I see that you can connect with CTF.CSE365.io. So heading back onto our terminal, I'll just SSH in. Authenticity of the host can be established. Ensure to continue connecting. Yes. And adding that to the list, and voila, now you have access to the challenge. Yellow box. Yeah, so if you're still getting the yellow box error, just refresh and be a little patient with the site, because we're getting like bombarded with everyone else like registering and running all at once. When is this due? You can like hopefully register by like tomorrow, or like get familiar with the site before tomorrow. It'll be like advantageous for you to understand like how your midterm works. Yes, you get unlimited attempts. You will not be docked for the number of times you try to submit. Also, yes, the practice is optional. Also, do note that since this is like a site, when you hit run, you get a unique Docker container that spawns for just you. So each person here will have different flags for each challenge. This is very important because if you cheat, we will know that you're cheating. If you submit a flag that was meant for someone else, like we'll like the site will keep logs, and Adam and Tiffany will know, and it's not going to be a good time for you. So please just don't cheat, don't copy flags, because it won't work. We would not lose point. You won't lose points for failed solves. I probably should have mentioned this in the slides. Which part of SSH key did I copy? Okay, so when I did the SSH key gen, I copied the public key. Yeah, take the public key and then copy it to your clipboard and then paste it into the site itself. What do we do? What we do? What do? Like in minutes? Like what do we do here? Okay. Invalid format. Maybe try regenerating your SSH keygen. It should just be like starting with SSH and then whatever encryption thing you did was your thing, and then end with like your user and host. We make the key independent of the site. Yes, I think.
I have a question
Yeah,
about
sure.
the keys. So like Is this one-time upload for the key, or can we like, if there's something wrong with that key, we can upload another key? Or
Yeah, you can like upload another key, I guess. If you're like going from like another machine or like another terminal, you can do another key gen and then upload it into the site.
okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, let me just look at the challenge to see how many solves there are. 136, 118. Cool. Let's see, it's 11:30. I'm not sure when this class ends. 11:45. Okay, perfect. I guess I can start demoing the challenges if everyone has at least attempted them.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least just demo hello flag so that they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully everybody has their account set up ready. Remember hacker handle. If you want to be anonymous, be anonymous. If you want to be show your name, show your name. And ASU email for now. And so yeah. Support 22 putty. Yeah. Check out what Matt said. Permission denied. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, so I guess we'll start demoing the challenge itself. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna run the challenge. Oh, yellow box. What do you know? See if the Docker thing will work. I'm pretty sure the whole site's being overloaded because everyone else is like doing the challenge at once. If you guys are doing with Putty, try doing like the web terminal for now. If you want to know more, there should be like a how to sh key gen via Putty, and just follow the instructions for this site. I'm on like a Linux machine, so I apologize for not being able to help you guys. Yeah, you can also use WSL. If you have a yellow box, just try to refresh the page or something, and pray for the best, honestly. Or just be patient. So yeah, once the challenge is run, I'll go into the web terminal. So I see that there's a binary, or there's a thing that just stands out called practice CTF _ hello flag. So if we check out what the file is itself, it's ELF, dynamically linked, and it's based on Linux x86 64. And it's for GNU Linux 3.2.0. Cool. So let's just execute the binary and see what this tells us. Hi there. In this challenge, we will give you the flag directly. The flag is in the path/flag as seen right here, and we will just read it to you. Here's your flag, Pelham College, and the flag format, or just a unique flag. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't copy paste on Firefox with my keyboard because yeah. So I'm just going to do it the Boomer way, copy paste it, and then go into your challenges, copy the flag, go into the flag itself, submit, and it should tell you correct. If it's incorrect, it'll say incorrect. So like if I were to like submit that, it should say incorrect. Yeah. You won't be docked for number of points, but it'll show you like the number of times that you've attempted this. So if you have a fail, it'll show that, but it won't affect your grade. This will not affect your grade. Just completing the solve will be enough. Okay. What did he cat? The key. Okay. So I, got the key from the directory that told me it was in. If you're in another environment, just Google how to do it. Yeah, I just not the private key, the public key. Yeah, I just cat the public key and copy pasted it. You can also view it in Vim or Nano, whatever you want. You don't need a key. You can do it all in the browser, which is the cool part. But if you want to do it from SSH, you can. Oh yes, good point. Make sure you're also authenticating the key. when you do, make sure that, authenticate with your private key that's saved here. So one sec, I'm gonna pause here real quick. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So oh, whoops. Okay, so from earlier with the SSH keygen, I probably shouldn't have wiped the history, cleared my terminal. So you can SSH in CSE365, the CSE365 IO, and then authenticate with a private key with -I, and then the directory that you store the private key in. So earlier we saw like, your key is stored here and then your public key. So I'm just gonna paste my private key here as where it's stored, and then I can just SSH in. I'll give it a little bit, and voila, it should just give it to you. And here I can also do practice CTF and get the flag this way. So once you upload your SSH key, you can start doing the challenges. Click on your challenge tab, click on the challenge itself and then run it. Guess now I'll go over create file. I'll wait for this to run. Oh, perfect. Cool. So I'll head on over to my terminal. It's going to spawn me a new Docker ls. So you see here we have like a flag directory, and let's have a binary practice CTF create file. So let's execute practice CTF create file. It says here, this challenge will check if you create a file with correct content. You need to create a file at temp and this random string. The file should contain the string of this without quote. Now we got to check your create file. It'll do the check for us and tells us that we can't open the file because, well, it doesn't exist. So if we cd into temp, we have rewrite permissions for this. So here we can create a file. You can do this however you want. Like you can touch the file and then type something in, or you can just vim and do it. So we're going to touch and we're going to create JYS HM. You can either CD into it or you can just do it outside. Just there's multiple ways to just do it, whatever's like more comfortable for you. And then I'm going to echo the string here. Take the string. Oop, can't copy paste. Copy and then paste it in. Copy. Paste. There we go. And then I'm gonna send the input into JSYHM, what the file is, and then if we want to see what's inside cat, and then you can see that it contains the string this time. So go back to your root directory. Yeah, go back to root and then execute the binary, and this time it gives us the flag here. Just copy paste that, go to create file, paste it, and submit, and there we go. Obviously there's multiple ways to do it. Like you can just touch temp. Yeah, I don't know what the thing's called again. Yeah, you can do like touch temp JYSHM, and then input like the string in there, so you can like just wait. You can use Vim. You can like literally do whatever you want. Just somehow get the string in there. Yeah. So we have Vim here. Oops. And then we can just paste the string. Oops. And then save it. And then practice and run it again. Yeah, etc. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Do do we need to press the play button each time, or once we solve a level, SSG and automatically plays the next level? It won't. You're gonna have to do it each time, at least for the challenge that you want to work on. So yeah, it won't like automatically move you up. You just have to like do it yourself, because it's spawning like a Docker container for it. Yeah, we're nearing like the end of class time. Sorry I like let on for so long, but yeah, hopefully this should give you like a good insight as to what the CTF is like, and well, what to kind of expect for the format at least. Do all the challenges open tomorrow? Sorry, do all the challenges open tomorrow? Yes, it should be sometime tomorrow, once Adam and Tiffany post it. Do we have to submit once we're done with all the challenges? Once we finish with the auto grade? You can submit it as you go. Just take the thing and then like paste it into the challenge itself. Okay, if I were to like, okay, if I were to like CD and I'm back in like my home directory, I'm gonna CD back twice and then I'm back into root. Yeah, CD back into root. Cool. Okay. So yeah, I guess this kind of concludes the CTF intro. I'll entertain a few more questions before I stop the session. Try to see, can I resolve host name? Luke, be sure to SSH to select the right user, I think. But yeah, if you guys don't have any other questions, thank you for coming out to today's session. Hopefully, this was entertaining or somewhat helpful to you guys. Me and Lonnie put a lot of work into the slides in such like a short notice. So hopefully you guys will have learned something useful from this. The slides will be posted and the recording will also be posted when it's available. So yeah. If you're using a web browser, you don't have to paste the key. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out, and hopefully this helped